Hello trainers, and welcome to another episode of You Versus. That's right, my name is Professor Sakarum, and today we have a match between another GBA match, of course, between Jay and Shorty here, the owners of the San Francisco Arcanines and the Dallas Starmies, both of which have their mascot Pokemon in hand, so this is super exciting to see. Actually, I know both of these battlers quite well, and I know that they're both very good battlers, so I'm actually super excited to see this match because I've also heard that this was a very close match. So I'm really excited to show you guys, and I'm excited to see it myself. So let's just jump right in. I'm not even gonna do a team analysis because I already just want to jump into it. I've been looking forward to this match pretty much all week since I've been trying to record it. As we see that Shorty does decide to lead off with the Mienshao, and Sableye, the Mega Sableye, is leading off on Jay's side, going right ahead, being nice and powerful, not even trying to get the Prankster Calm Mind up right away, or get something up. That U-turn is coming off from the Mienshao onto the Sableye, doing a little bit of damage, not too much, because that is a bold-natured and probably defensive Sableye, so it's not doing too much. The Arcanine does come out though on Tasso's side. Or not Tasso's side, Shorty's side. Wrong person right there. As the foul play? No, the poison jab. Something comes off from the Sableye, and he does get damaged by the Rocky Helmet. The flamethrower is coming off from the Sableye, doing a bit of damage, as the recover is coming off from the Sableye yet again, or for the first time. I just like to run recover on Sableye, but it's a very, very comfortable move to use on it. Arcanine does switch out again. He pulls out. I guess it wasn't the right Pokemon to use, as he does bring in the Tyranitar coming in this time. Probably going to try and go for something sneaky, maybe a Crunch perhaps, but the Sandstream is going to be doing a bit of chip damage per turn, so that's going to be very nice. Maybe he's got some sort of status ailment? Actually, no, wait, he can't, unless he's got like some move that causes status. As we get to see right here, another recover come from the Sableye. The Mega Evolution of the Tyranitar is right here, coming through. So now we have a even bigger, stronger Tyranitar coming through. I never really see Mega Tyranitar anymore either. As the Pursuit is coming off, which is dealing a little bit of damage. The Sableye is going for a power-up punch onto the Tyranitar. What is this nonsense? This is physical Sableye? I did not know this was even a thing. The Stone Edge is coming off from the Tyranitar onto the Sableye, and does he manage to get a crit? No, he just manages to do a ton of damage. Whoa! As the recover does come off from the Sableye again, we have a clash of Megas right here. These are two very powerful Mega Pokemon as well. Tyranitar is being withdrawn though, after dealing so much damage with that Stone Edge. He does decide to switch out again into Sauropod, the Venusaur. So, with no sun up, we got no chlorophyll, so it's not outspeeding too much. The Sableye is probably still slower though, because it does have a low base speed. As we're gonna see damage come onto both of these Pokemon, to be completely honest. As this Sableye is just chilling right here, chilling behind his little crystal that came from his chest. And the Sleep Powder does come, and I guess he must have forgotten that Magic Bounce was a thing on Sableye, Mega Sableye. And it doesn't affect grass types anyway, so it didn't do anything. But the Power Punch is still coming. The Sandstorm has subsided, and we see recovery just coming off on both of these Pokemon. The Sludge Bomb is coming off onto the Mega Sableye. Again, not doing too much, but he does land a Poison, which is going to be very crucial probably for this match, just to make sure that he gets that little bit of extra damage, and that recovery is going to be doing a little bit less each turn. The Power Up Punch does come up again, and crit, which I didn't think mattered too much. But I'm assuming that we're probably going to see a Poison Jab soon, because this Sableye is quite boosted right now. The Giga Drain is coming off from the Sauropod, the Venusaur, onto the Mega Sableye, doing more damage. He probably would have to go for a recover this turn if he does, and he does. He goes for the recover just to make sure that he maintains his stat boost, and so that he maintains his HP, because that Poison is going to be doing a ton of damage on top of the rest of the damage that is being done in this match. He does decide to withdraw the Sableye for some reason, which was a little bit odd to me, but he does go into Patience. And I guess that's what this battle's about right now. Patience. As he does get I can't speak right now. He switches into the Giga Drain to get the attack boost. And he does decide to pull a double into Flame Woman, and he does go for the Sleep Powder. Ooh. If Sleep Powder is a grass type move, that would probably affect Sap Sipper still, wouldn't it? So he probably would have just gotten an extra an extra attack boost right there, so Azumarill probably could have stayed in very nicely, and he could have kept his Talonflame at full health. The Arcanine is coming from this side, though, and lands the Intimidate onto the Venusaur. And Sauropod does not want to have to take any sort of Flare Blitz or anything, so it does decide to switch out into his own Arcanine, probably going to try and catch the Flash Fire. Does Jay predict it and go for the Earthquake? Let's find out. No, he pulls yet another switch. And he goes into the Gastrodon. A little bit of an interesting play here. I hardly ever see Gastrodon, but the Arcanine does go for the Toxic, which is very nice. So that's 2 walls now down with damage with some sort of poison on them. So that's kind of interesting to see right there. Shorty does withdraw the Arcanine right here to see into his Mienshao. This is actually a really long battle. Holy cow! I just noticed that this is a 67 turn match. We have the Ice Beam coming out from the Gastrodon onto the Mienshao, which is hardly doing anything. This is an intense match, folks, right here. We have a little bit of the poison working its way, the little bit of toxic working its magic. I'm going to assume we're going to get a fake out from the Mienshao. There we go. Fake out from the Mienshao, and then a possible high jump kick or U-turn combo so that he gets his regenerator back. So if he goes for the U-turn, he's going to be getting his HP back. If he goes for the high jump kick, there's the chance for him to miss, but deal a ton of damage. So let's see what we got here, folks. The poison is just hurt. The Gastrodon has switched out. I'm assuming probably fearing the high jump kick. And the Arcanine does come back in again. Does it have Flame Body? Does it have Flash Fire? I actually don't know. Oh no, it has Intimidate. That is correct. It has the Intimidate. So the U-turn is coming out from the Mienshao onto the Arcanine, doing a little bit of damage. Hardly anything, though. And he's going to be getting his HP back, a lot of it, because of Regenerator, and that Life Orb is basically going to have done nothing for its HP. He goes into Misty, the Starmie. Very nice nickname, very good reference to the Gen 1 anime. And the Arcanine does not want to stay in on the Starmie, so it does decide to switch out and go into the Gastrodon again. So we go water on water right here, as the Storm Drain does come through and boost the special attack right here. So what are we going to see? Are we going to see an Earth Power? Are we going to see some sort of Energy Ball coming from this thing? I want to see some surprise attacks come from these two. They're very good battlers. As the Ice Beam does come off from the Starmie onto the Gastrodon. Does the Gastrodon stay in and do something tricky? No, it just goes for the Scald, which is fine, because it just wants to probably get a burn. Does it get the burn? It gets the burn. So that's a little bit extra damage coming off on the Starmie as well. So a little bit of status plays going on here. The unfortunate thing is that there is no physical attacking moves, except for possibly Rapid Spin on this Starmie. It's probably got Ice Beam, Scald, Psyshock, and then Rapid Spin. So we have the Ice Beam coming off again, dealing the damage to the Gastrodon, leaving it at 7 HP, but he does go for the recover to get all of his HP back, probably from that Ice Beam. Are we going to see how much? And the Toxic is going to be doing a little bit, along with the leftovers, getting some more HP back on top of that recover. Very nicely played indeed. Let's see, we got the burn damage, we got the little bit of status issues going on right now, so this is going to be a little bit difficult. We're 1/3 of the way through this match, folks. And we do see Arcanine switch in right here onto the Starmie, which is an interesting play, but I guess because he's been going for Ice Beams, he wouldn't assume anything other. But the Psyshock does come through. Wow, I was right with the Psyshock. Very nicely done on my end. As the burn does affect the Starmie a little bit more, but the extreme speed is coming from the Arcanine. It's going to do enough to knock it out. Oh, and the first Pokemon is down and out. Very nicely done. Shorty does go into Blizz the Kyurem. The standard Kyurem, though. It's not a scary Kyurem Black or extremely scary Kyurem White. And Gastrodon does decide to come in onto this Kyurem, as it does go for the Earth Power. Is going to do enough. Along with that Toxic, I believe it'll probably do enough to knock it out. Depending on how much this leftovers recovers. Ooh, he'll probably be left with a sliver of HP. Yep, he's left with that 20 HP that the leftovers did. So the Earth Power is coming off from this Kyurem again. Maybe it's Choice Specs. Maybe it's Choice Specs. Maybe it's Choice Scarf. We'll see. I haven't seen any damage on it, so I can't quite tell what its item is. There's no Life Orb for sure. As he does go into Azumarill. Jay does decide to go into Azumarill. And Shorty goes into Sauropod, the Venusaur. So we're going to try and see some more Sap Sipper action going on this end. The Focus Blast does come off from the Azumarill, onto the Sauropod. So Venusaur is going to be eating that up for days. The only possible move that he could probably go for is an Earth-type move, which I don't think Azumarill carries all that much. The Sableye does come back out again, and it is still poison. And I'm assuming he wants to try and get that Sleep Powder. Nope, that's Sludge Bomb. He's going to be eating that Sludge Bomb for days. That's right, I forgot that Azumarill is also part Fairy-type now, so Sludge Bomb would have done a ton of damage to that Azumarill. So let's see, the Giga Drain is coming off from the Sauropod onto the Sableye, doing a little bit of damage right here. Let's see, the Recover's coming off too. Very well played, very well played. Trying to stay nice and defensive. This Venusaur is going to be hard to break through right now. You need that Arcanine for sure to safely get this out here. Both trainers are playing very hard, very smart, as Sauropod is switched out into the Arcanine. So we have two Arcanines actually in this battle. We have the mascot Arcanine and we have the drafted Arcanine. So very nicely done, very well constructed teams, I would assume, for both of them. They probably thought about this long and hard because they knew that they were going to be up for a strong and tough match. The Sableye is going to be taking more poison after he did recover. So the withdrawal of the Arcanine, again, there was a lot of switching in this match in particular going on. Mienshao does come back out, and Sableye switches out as well. Ooh. Flame Woman, the Talonflame, does come out, but unfortunately she is asleep. Flame Woman does pull out the double right here, assuming that this Mienshao is going to be going for a switch or a high jump kick onto the Sableye. Let's see. Ooh, the fake out, but it doesn't affect Sableye. Ooh. He probably would have been safer to switch into, or to stay into the Talonflame, take the fake out, and then switch out into the Sableye, dealing a ton of damage to that Mienshao. But the Regenerator probably would have recovered it anyway, so never mind, that would have taken unnecessary damage. The U-turn is coming off from the Mienshao onto the Flame Woman Talonflame to switch out, dealing a little bit with the Life Orb. I'm going to be getting all of that HP back with the Regenerator, so let's see what we got going on here. We got a nice little switch into Tyranitar again. That Rock type is going to be doing a ton of damage. So I don't think he wants to stay in with a sleeping Talonflame onto this Tyranitar. For some reason, he just misses all of his Stone Edges. Let's see how real that we got here. Nope, the Pursuit is coming through to do a boatload of damage. The critical hit manages to knock out the Talonflame. Ooh, that is 1-1, I believe, right now. The Arcanine is coming back out again to try and deal with this Tyranitar. I'm going to assume it's got a close combat coming its way. Let's see, the Tyranitar does decide to withdraw and go into, I'm going to assume, Sauropod. No, he goes into his own Arcanine. Ooh, the Intimidate does drop, so neither of them have Flash Fire, which is good to know, but the close combat does come off from this Arcanine to do a boatload of damage to the other opposing Arcanine because of the critical hit. Ooh, the crits are flying around now, too. We got a little bit of damage, we got a ton of damage, I should say, coming from the Rocky Helmet, along with the Sandstorm combination. But this Arcanine is also down with the Sandstorm. So now we're probably at a speed tie right now, unless they both decide to switch. As Jay, we see, switches into Patience, the Azumarill. And Arcanine does decide to withdraw, I'm going to assume, into Sauropod. There we go, Sauropod right there. Very nicely done. However, that Sap Sipper is not going to be allowing Sauropod to land any sort of special super effective moves except for that Sludge Bomb, so no HP recovery for you, Sauropod. I am sorry, my friend. But let's see, we got the leftovers coming off from both ends. It's not a Assault Vested Azumarill, which is kind of good to know. Patience is switched out again, and it's Patience because it's being patient, it will get its turn. Sableye does come out to take the Sludge Bomb coming from the Venusaur. That was easy to see right there. He probably should have tried to switch it up a little bit too. That would have just been me. But Sandstorm has subsided, and the poison is dealing a little bit more damage to the Sableye. He can only go for a cover really right now, as Sauropod does decide to switch out. I'm going to assume into the Arcanine yet again. These Pokemon just keep coming out, rotating back and forth, back and forth. We're just seeing the same matchups again and again, and they're playing the exact same way. The Sucker Punch does come through, however, because of that turn, which is really unfortunate because now, ooh, a Morning Sun! Morning Sun from this Arcanine to get all of its HP back. What set is this? A Recovery Ward. Let's go! What is this nonsense? Halfway through this match, and we've only had, I believe, 2 Pokemon in total knocked out. These trainers are battling hard because they both want to win this match and both get good scores on their counts for their MVP titles. The poison jab is coming up from this Arcanine. Does he land a poison? He lands a poison and a critical hit. That is double hacks right there. That's not fair, my friend. The Rocky Helmet does, however, do damage to the Sableye yet again. I keep forgetting that this Arcanine has Rocky Helmet. I'm not used to seeing it. I'm used to seeing like a Choice Band or a Choice Scarf or something, or a Life Orb even. But with a Flamethrower does come off onto the Sableye, dealing a ton of damage as he has no choice but to recover in this turn. As he gets all of his HP back, as the Toxic is slowly going to be wearing down this Arcanine, he's probably going to want to switch at some point real soon, but he can't allow that Sableye to keep getting recovers off. Sableye does manage to switch out and stay out though for this turn and goes into Patience. Patience is probably going to be dealing taking no damage actually from this Flamethrower, as it I believe is doubly resisted. I don't quite remember. But the leftovers is coming to heal up that Azumarill again. The poison is dealing more and more damage to this Arcanine, which is not okay. The Morning Sun does come off, but do we see a waterfall come from this Azumarill? Let's see. Scald! So this is special Azumarill. I guess he didn't want to play around with any potential burn, so he went for the Scald, which is very nice. Unfortunately, he won't be able to get a burn. Even if he did manage to get a burn with Scald, it probably wouldn't have even tried or done anything because Fire types, I don't believe, can get burned, even with Scald. The Arcanine does decide to withdraw again. If someone had hazards up, this match would not be as switch heavy. But we have Sauropod coming in again, which can't do anything really to this Azumarill except for Sludge Bomb, and we already know that Sableye will probably be coming out to take a Sludge Bomb. So he has to try and play a little bit differently here. Let's see if he goes for it. No, he just goes for the Sludge Bomb. I'm guessing he assumed the predictions would be real, and he would overpredict. Jay would overpredict, or someone would overpredict. And the Scald is coming. Do we land a burn? We get the burn. Every Pokemon seems to have a status ailment of some sort. We have a nice little bit of recovery coming from both parties. But the burn is going to be doing a little bit of damage, and that poison is also going to be doing some damage. Does Azumarill have poison? I don't remember. I'm so used to seeing every Pokemon have a status ailment that I just haven't seen it in a while. No, it is cured of status. Interesting enough. We have the leftovers coming off again, and the healing's coming up again, but this burn is going to be doing a little bit of damage to this Venusaur, which is going to be good for Jay. Patience does decide to withdraw again because it is patient, as all Arceus would say. Sableye does come in again to try and take the Sludge Bomb, and we are now like 3/4 of the way through this match. We have about 13 more turns right here. No, we have 23 more turns here. This is a long match, guys. We have the burns coming off. We have the toxics coming off. We have the switches galore. It's amazing to see this very strong-willed match. The Venusaur does decide to come out into Blizz again, so there's a little bit of a transformation going on right there. But we do have the Sableye going for the recover to make sure that it maintains all the HP. He does not want to lose this Mega. We also have to remember that there is a Tyranitar, a Mega Tyranitar in the back to be able to set up Sandstorm whenever it wants. The Earth Power is coming off from the Kyurem regular and onto the Sableye, so he has to go for yet another recover. At this point, it feels like it's going to be a pee-pee stall, and there's going to be struggles everywhere. I'm going to assume someone will probably struggle this match. A withdrawal of Blizz this time. Very interesting, as Arcanine does come back out. He was doing a good bit of damage, too, onto the Sableye. He probably just could have kept hitting Earth Power, forcing him to go for recovers. But I guess he didn't want to run out of power points. That would be my guess right there. We have Patience coming back out into this Arcanine. If Arcanine had some sort of electric type, or even poison type, a steel type, or even a grass type move. Actually, no, not a grass type move. That would be bad. But if it had some sort of super effective move for the Azumarill, we could have seen a nice play there. The Arcanine does come out, though, switch out with the Sauropod Venusaur. And the Play Rough is coming on, not doing anything to this Venusaur because it does resist it because of the poison typing that it has. And unfortunately, Patience is losing its patience, probably. Both trainers are battling super hard. What are we going to see come down to the wire here? There's a Protect coming off from Patience, and that's probably why it's patient too. The Sludge Bomb is coming, so he's going to see that the Sludge Bomb is coming. He's probably going to try and switch into Mega Sableye just to take more and more of that damage, or to be able to tank the hits more and more. But we've been seeing a rotation of the same Pokemon. These guys are switching out very intensely. We have about 17 turns left for this match, and unfortunately there's no switch here, and now Jay is taking a ton of damage from Patience onto Patience, but he does manage to get another Scald out onto the Sauropod. Very nicely done, I guess, for one of these guys. I'm really not rooting for anyone here, but I'm really just curious to see who's going to make the nice play right here. Who's going to play with the predictions? Everyone seems to be playing with their safest play right now. We have the Protect coming on, and Sauropod is going for the Sludge Bombs because that's all it can really do. That's actually all it can probably do to this Azumarill is Sludge Bomb. While this Azumarill is in, that's probably the safest thing it can do because it probably has 3 Grass-type moves, maybe Synthesis. I'm going to assume it's got Sleep Powder, Synthesis, Giga Drain, and Sludge Bomb right there. That's my prediction right there. As the Sableye does come out, Mega Sableye out again to take another Sludge Bomb. It's not doing anything. Oof. It's not doing anything. Let's see this stall come out a little bit more. This is a really long battle, guys. It's hard to commentate over this too, because the same things keep happening, but it's all in the love of the game and love of the battle. This is a very intense battle. Very, like, no one is trying to give up momentum here, but the Giga Drain does come off, and unfortunately Sableye is now down after a long set of 53 turns. 53 turns, and I believe that is the 3rd Pokemon knocked out in this entire match. Wow. Arcanine does come out, and to safely take out this Sauropod, I guess both trainers wanted to maintain their scores. Their KD ratio. They have knockout and defeated ratios going on in the GBA to see who's the MVP. As Illusion, the Zoroark comes out. We finally see that Zoroark come into play. As he does decide to switch into this Arcanine, are we going to see a close combat? Let's see, we've seen Morning Sun, we've seen Flamethrower, we've seen Toxic. We haven't seen one more move, I believe. The Dark Pulse is coming from the Illusion Zoroark to do enough damage to knock out the Arcanine. Here come the knockouts, everybody. We're in that last little stretch of the battle with about 12 turns left, and the Mienshao does come back. Illusions does not want to take any sort of high jump kick or fake out, so it is going to switch out back into the Arcanine yet again, but this Arcanine is going to be taking a ton of damage because it is low on HP. The Intimidate does fall off onto the Mienshao. The fake out comes, and he's flinched. No knockout, unfortunately. But we do see Shorty withdraw the Mienshao just to make sure that it has enough HP to do more damage in the late game. Tyranitar is coming out, and we have the Sandstorm buffeting. Do we see a recovering move come from this Arcanine, or do we see a switch? No, he goes for the Extreme Speed. Close combat would have been the better play in my opinion. And so unfortunately, Arcanine is living with 3 HP from the Sandstorm buffet. He is fearing the close combat, so he does decide to switch back into Sauropod, the Venusaur. Does he make the play here and go for a Fire-type move? No, he just sticks with the Extreme Speed. Very nicely. Safe and sound. Sauropod is now down. We have a big wall now down as well, so that's most of the walls down. Arcanine is down too. These Pokemon are now dropping like flies. Patience is now in with about a little bit less than half HP. The Mienshao's in with full HP. What's the matchup going to be like? We got a Protect coming on, just to get rid of that fake out. He doesn't want to have to take extra damage. Both Pokemon are going to be buffeted by Hail this turn. Not Hail. I should say Sandstorm. There we go. That's the right term. Get a little bit of leftovers recovery coming from Patience, canceling out that Sandstorm damage, but the U-turn is going to be coming out, and this Mienshao has a ton of damage, bringing the Azumarill down to low HP with a critical hit. Shorty is now retrieving back his Mienshao, and he switches into Blizz the Kyurem. What's Kyurem gonna do? I'm gonna assume go for an Earth Power. Maybe it'll play a little bit more risky. The Play Rough is coming from this Azumarill and doing only about a third damage, maybe a quarter damage to the Kyurem standard. as the Sandstorm is going to be able to bring down this and whittle down this Patience a little bit more. However, Kyurem is probably going to be going for a strong move here. Protect does come from Patience to scout out what he's going to be doing, but in the process, he's going to be taking a ton of damage. And when he switches in next at the Sandstorm has subsided and no extra damage will be taken onto Azumarill. 47%, 47 HP, not percent. The Earth Power is here to knock out the Azumarill, so there is that. Patience has lost its patience and is now gone down. Illusion does come out as the Zoroark. The Zoroark is probably going to go for a Dark Pulse. If it goes for a Nasty Plot, we're probably in for a small sweep here. Mienshau's out, probably going to try to go for the U-turn. The Focus Blast does come off from the Zoroark onto the Mienshao. How much damage? Not nearly enough to knock it out, but doing a ton and getting the special defense drop. The Mienshao does go for the Fake Out to do a bit of damage to the Zoroark, and the Life Orb damage is going to be doing a ton. Illusion flinched, unfortunately, because of the Fake Out, and does end up outspeeding the Mienshao and going for a Focus Blast to knock out the Mienshao with an unnecessary critical hit. So we are in the last couple turns, man. This is it. We got 2 more turns in this match, and it's over. Right now we see this Illusion's inside right now with a Focus Blast just coming off, just firing away, not missing any too. The Focus Blast does manage to KO the Blizz. Kyurem is down. Who's left? We have the Tyranitar. I think this is game right here. This is the last Pokemon on both sides of the field. It all comes down to who can crit. I would say so anyway. The Focus Blast does come off. And it's a KO. Get out of here, Tyranitar. Good game, guys. Whew, that was an extra long one, and I did not think I was going to be able to commentate over that, and my voice is very sore. That has to be like 15-20 minutes right there, maybe even a half hour. But good game, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already, because you already know your support is greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to check out in the description. I have the links to my social medias and my Twitch account. Right there, I have my Facebook, my Twitter, and my Instagram, and as I said before, my Twitch account. Also, don't forget to leave your friend codes and your battle codes in the comment section below, because, you know, getting those battles is always great, and I will be battling with you guys and probably bringing up my own Saccharin versus, probably something different from the GBA in a little while. I got to get the round 2 matches in, too, and I got to make sure that the round 1 is done, too. And I got to rest my voice for a little bit, because that's a little bit sore. I'm trying to get an Alpha Sapphire playthrough in every now and again. I may have already started doing that, trying to get that alongside with these battles, because, you know, I've been uploading just battles and people may want to see the playthrough, so let's do that. Now, without rambling any farther, since this is a really long video, I'm going to let you guys enjoy your day, your evening, and your night, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!